Oh boy. What am I gonna do here? Oh. Insert. Hello, Donna. Donna, can you hear me?
I can. I had to unmute me.
Oh, all right. So let me Get back to page one. I think there's two more signed up in the last 20 minutes.
Oh, good. Did you send that gift card thing to everyone?
Yeah, nobody responded. I mean, I guess you're paying them too much. $50 isn't important.
Yeah, okay.
I've never seen an office, not at least one person would do it. You know, but hey, I just saved $50. Mm-hmm. Okay, Donna, are the slides changing?
Slides are looking good.
Yeah. I've got 20, as I told you the other day, I got 22,000 newsletters going out every 2 weeks in Sparta. So I'm going to try to get 25. I'm going to email everybody and say, hey, let's go and redo your Outlook, redo your MLS, and let's get more than 25,000 in there. I think it's a nice round number.
Yeah, it's a nice round number.
And then what I want to do is go to other managers in the area and say, hey, look what we did in Sparta. Why can't we do that in, XYZville?
Andrew sent me Heather's,
Yeah.
and then I asked him who else. Let me see what his text was. Who else was doing it? And he gave me a couple of names. Let's see, where's my text?
Yeah, some of them he knows off the top of his head because they've had good results.
Okay. Oh, Tommy, Caitlin.
Good afternoon, Diana. How are you? Can you hear me? Deanna, how do you pronounce that? Eaton?
Ooten.
Ooten. I'd never catch that one. Good afternoon, Diana. I don't know.
She's technically challenged. Give her a minute.
Oh, all right. Maybe she heard that.
That's okay.
You're scaring the people.
I'm here.
Hi, Diana. How
Not
are you?
bad. Good. How are you?
I'm all right.
And it's pronounced Ooten, rootin', tootin', ootin'.
Ooten. Spinetta's kind of, that's a good Irish name, I know.
Yeah.
And Andrea Duda, or is it
I'm here.
Duda?
No, it's Duda.
It's Duda? Okay. Maybe we'll just go by first names.
Okay.
All right, we're waiting for 3 or 4 more to chime in. You guys get the award for being early. It's only 12:59. Most agents that I deal with don't even know the day of the week. Outside agents. I mean, not agents inside of Weichert, just Keller Williams agents. Okay.
Okay, good.
No, all realtors are a royal late pain in the. I call it RPT for realtor people time, and it's always 15 minutes late.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll give these other ladies another minute or two. So, Ms. Spinetta, so I'm going to put together a little notice about the success we had in the Sparta office.
Sure.
And see if we can move that, get some other managers to say, well, hey, why don't you try to do that here? But I did recall my 3 or 4 visits to Sparta. And, all it took to get them out into the meeting was lunch. So I told them, if you get everybody, I'll do a wine and cheese every Friday.
There you go.
We were at the VFW, I think, or something there.
Yes, they do. They use the VFW for their sales meetings because their office doesn't have enough space.
Okay, Cheryl's just logging in now. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, can you hear me?
And is that Cheryl Wine?
Yes.
All right, I got to pronounce that correctly.
Very good, thank you.
All right, I think there should be one more coming. And you guys can ask questions anytime you want. We're going to go over the home action system, and then secondly, the new lead scoring we have. And 1 o'clock it must be. Turn the phone off. We'll get this going. All right. Well, if anybody else is going to jump in, they can jump in when they want. And I guess Donna just asked me, no one wanted to fill the contest questions out for the $50 Visa gift card?
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, you forgot. Well,
Oh, well, all right.
I'm going to have to give it to charity now.
All right, next time.
Next time. All right. All right, let's get going here. Anyway, good afternoon, ladies. I'm sorry? Diana, you're breaking up.
Are you on your phone?
She said I was
What the heck?
utterly challenged.
Sounds like she's having a stroke.
I hope not. Diana? That's scary now.
That's scary. That does not sound good.
I said I tried to fill it out, but it wouldn't my phone.
Oh, that's why. And you sound like a
I
droid
guess
that's
all
dying.
All right, well,
well, maybe
regardless,
I'll
nobody
stop talking.
sent their questions, and even if somebody answered one.
I'm alive. I'm okay.
Okay, Diana. All right, well, let's get going here. Anybody else, participants? We've got our 5 people. We're ready to roll. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Albert Clark, and I've been friends with Weichert agents for about 7, 8, 10 years that I've been working the Weichert account. 19 years ago, I built the first ever electronic newsletter for agents, and I've been stuck in that business ever since. We have about 250 or 300 Weichert agents right now using the program. And closest to you, we have about 18 or 19 agents in the Sparta office. And as you may know, they were just voted the best, I guess, how does it say it, Donna? Number one office in the Weichert
number
system.
one office in the company.
Yeah. So, and what I prove there is that we can build relationship capital with an enormous number of contacts. We have about 22,000 email addresses going out every 2 weeks, newsletters on behalf of those agents using our program. So I think, I'm going to take some credit for that because we keep these agents front and center with good content, and we keep them top of mind with their clients. So we all know real estate's a numbers game. Donna's put that in your head for years now, and that's what we actually believe in. So what we're going to do is we're going to help you with your numbers. But the first thing we're going to do is help you get organized, because Donna knows as well as I and Andrew up in Sparta, 9 out of 10 agents in the Weichert system don't have a clean, reliable database. So we're going to build one for you on day 1, today. We're going to go into these locations and others and export all your contacts, clean them up, build your database, throw the old ones away, show you which ones are bad, and then hand you a good list. And then once we put that list in, it becomes exclusive to you. Nobody else can attack your emails when they're in the HomeActions system. So we're going to help you focus on the part of your database that's warming up for a transaction. We want to slow down the defection to Zillow, right? Because studies report today, consumers run to your website. Oh, that's a nice house. Let's go look at it in Zillow and see what Zillow has on it, right? And Zillow's taking out ads now all over the West saying you simply don't need realtors anymore. We have everything the realtor needs. So just save a lot of money and come with us. We're going to show you how to get more value out of KV Core. Donna, are these agents using KV Core now? They've been trained on it?
Yep.
Okay. And if you're not using it, chances are you don't have a database to put in there. So Uncle Albert's going to help you with that one. And we got a program now that's going to improve your public relations. Now, this is the top part of Andrew's newsletter. It goes out to his, 200 or 300 friends, but we customize the newsletter to match whatever you want. Every 2 weeks, we add automatically 6, 7, 8 articles in the newsletter. So it starts out as a newsletter, but ends up as a conversation starter because you now have something in common. We're going to tell you when somebody in your database clicks on this article, downloads that file, shares that article on social media, we're going to show you engagement, and we're going to show you how to create a conversation starter around that. When I mentioned our new public relations program, we just launched this about 2 weeks ago. If you work with us, you'll have the ability, no charge for this, every 2 weeks, send us 3, 6, or 9 businesses in the area that are small mom and pop operations, if you will, and send us just the names of the places, and we'll build a page like you see on the right-hand side there. We call it our Hometown Small Business Showcase. And truly what we're trying to do is help small businesses rebound from the virus and the shutdown. So who looks good at the end of the day here? The real estate agent. So we could do the same thing for you guys. Here's another what we call predictive article. 7 out of 10 homeowners in the country have no idea how much equity they have in their home. Now, they know it's good, but they don't know how much. So chances are, and this is what research shows, they're not putting their house on the market, which means you're going to still complain about low inventory because they don't know how much money they can get out of this house to put it in the next one. Okay, so you guys should be doing nothing but offering CMAs. Let me tell you how much equity you have in your home. Let's help you out with this, this, and this. And I'm telling you, it's going to work because these consumers are just sitting back there, not really, just putting their toe in the water, maybe, but not fully because they don't know how much money they can get out of this house. And we don't want them going to Zillow, right? So we want to link them back to your website. And that's what we'll do. Now, as soon as somebody opens that article, and Donna, you know this, the agent gets a text or an email. Well, why do I care? Well, because 7 out of 10 people need what you have or the knowledge you have right now. So that's what we're doing. We're getting you uniquely positioned in the home at the time that they're thinking about this kind of stuff, because you only read this article if you're interested in finding out how much home equity you have. So that's one of our most widely clicked articles. We also have 1,200 articles in our library that you could take right to social media in about 10 seconds, or you can have us put right in the newsletter for you. You'll never run out of good content. And this is the kind of content, ladies, that I'm talking about. You're not going to find chicken pot pie recipes. You're not going to find moving day tips, that typical realtor fluff. We don't do that anymore, okay? Never did. Hard-hitting, impactful information that helps somebody manage what they have now. So after the newsletter goes out, I'm going to personally take you under my wing, and I'll call you back after your newsletter launches. And we'll be able to go through our metrics reports, predictive metrics. So what we have is, for this agent, we sent out 1,336 emails. 615 were opened in 4.5 hours. That's the unique open rate. But look at that number to the right there, 1,016. What I'm going to tell you is half of your readers will open your newsletter multiple times. And why do they do that? Because they can't read it all at 6 o'clock in the morning when we send it. They like some articles. They want to save it for reading later on. So on the day of your newsletter, your open rates go way up, and then they start going down a little bit, into the week, into the second week. And then bam, here comes another newsletter. These things go out every 2 weeks. Once a month doesn't cut it anymore, trying to build this kind of relationship capital. So 615 people you're in front of, and we know exactly what they're clicking on, right? Because we have more reports than you're going to care to look at. So look at that middle red arrow there. 28 people wanted to know what's sold down the street. So we have what's sold down the street articles. We go into RPR and we pull content out for you. And we literally answer the question, what's sold down the street? You give us a bunch of zip codes and we'll go in and build all this stuff for you. Makes you look like you're an expert in the neighborhood. And you are, because you know everything about what's going on. Now, Neighborhood 360 is our response to Zillow. Okay, Zillow's got a lot of great information. Not sure if it's correct or updated, but what we have is literally a database that covers 150 million street addresses. That's every street address in the country. So what happens is your reader will be able to look at what's going on in their home for their neighborhood, or they can match up their neighborhood with other neighborhoods. But we have information on every neighborhood in the country. Sorry about that. I turned it off too. From the schools, income levels in the neighborhood, tax bills, recent solds in the area, beauty salons, restaurants, bars, places to get your tattoos removed, your hair, toenails done, your fingernails done, pet shops, Petcos, pet walkers. We got them all. We have a really, really cool neighborhood report. I'll send you a copy of it later on. But suffice to say, it portrays you as a neighborhood expert. You're going to want to print these out and bring them to your next open houses if we start doing those again. Now, what's cool about our production with agents is we ask them frequently to join our control panel or our focus group, if you will. And what we did was we asked them what they want us to build now. We had some programming time. This is about 4 or 5 months ago. And they kind of come back and said, well, just, I don't know what, but make sure it has artificial intelligence. I don't know what the hell artificial intelligence means, but let's make sure that this new program has it, whatever you build. So what we did was we went out and we built this program called HomeActions Lead Scoring 360. So what we do every night, and this, follow me here, every night, all the email addresses that you have in HomeActions, we're going to blast up against hundreds and hundreds of databases, government sites, social sites, everywhere that the email address is being used over the internet. And then the artificial intelligence grabs all those locations where an email address was used, and it says, in essence, if so-and-so is on this page, this page, this page, bought this, did that, signed up for this, et cetera, using their email address, they're 70% assured of buying and selling in the next 3 to 6 months. So we're going to take this segment of your database, and in fact, it's going to be in red. It's going to be easy to see. I'll come back to this in a couple seconds, but we're going to show you the segment of your database that's warming up for a transaction because we know where they're doing the research, what they're doing on the internet. Okay, so Mrs. Jones is now taking prenatal vitamins. We catch that. Mr. Wilson just bought, was on diapers.com for the first time. The Randolphs, they have a dumpster in their driveway. The other neighbors down the street, they just bought 2 SUVs, okay? They got a 3-car garage. We know that, okay? When things happen in people's lives, we pick up on that because the solution to that problem, or maybe it might be good news, somebody got a raise, a new job, hit a lotto, whatever. Usually it's buy or sell a new home. And that's what we're catching for you is people who are literally researching right now and will be for the next few months a purchase of a home because something's going on in their life. A new home, a smaller one, bigger one, whatever it is. I don't know what they're after. I just know that the usage of that email address, you know, here's another perfect example. You see on the screen there, diamonds. Okay, well, when somebody buys new expensive jewelry, they usually get an insurance policy on it. And, you know, that insurance policy's got your email address on it, right? Boom, we pick up on that. All right, anywhere that you're spending nice chunk of change, we're picking up on that. Now, the agent doesn't know specifically where that email address has been used. They just have to trust our artificial intelligence that we know what's going on. And trust me, we've proven this. So at the end of the day, between 7 and 9% of every email address you have, between 7 and 9% is going to be in the red range. And the red range is, well, here it's not red, it's 81 to 97. But when somebody goes from a 65 to a 90, okay, your phones are going to go ding, and we're going to tell you this, the email address in your database. You know who owns that email address, right? Because you put them in. That owner of that email address is doing something. Something's going on in their life. And something happened the last week or two that we've picked up on, and we're going to follow it closely now the next few weeks, the next few months. 70% assured that the people on this page right here are going to buy and sell a house. In fact, what we're going to do is if you subscribe to HomeActions this week, we're going to give you your first 100 scores for free. We're going to score them every night, and you'll be able to say, this is cool stuff. Now, nobody in the industry has this. When you combine it with HomeActions, it's a home run. It's also exclusive, right? Because the email addresses that we put in the system for you become exclusive to just you, okay? So a Keller Williams agent down the street, first off, they won't even probably see this because I'm not going to the Keller Williams agent down the street. We carve you guys out some exclusivity. So what I'm getting at here is no one could score your agents either, right? Because your agents are tucked away in HomeActions database. Nobody else can attack your HomeActions database once it's put in the system, okay? So as I mentioned, 22,000 emails we're sending every 2 weeks in Sparta, okay? Those are going to consumers that only see that newsletter coming from that agent. Any other agent in Sparta can't send. That's why we kept ordering more food in when we were doing these demos, because the agents were like, I'm not leaving here until we get a demo done, you know, until we get a database built today for me. So there were some agents like that because they knew they had 2,000-3,000 email addresses. And some of these agents in Sparta have 2,000-3,000 email addresses. They've been collecting them for a long time. So that's why we go into your Gmail, your Weichert, your new Weichert system. We go into KV Core. We can take all the contacts that you have in HomeActions and put them in KV Core. I don't know why this phone won't turn off. I'm sorry about that, guys. So all the contacts you have in your HomeActions, we can put into KV Core. If you have KV Core contacts right now, we could take those out and put them into HomeActions. So you have a synchronized database. So at the end of the day, we know what to send, we know how to send, we know when to send it. We're pretty good at this stuff. And we develop, I think we send about 6 million a month newsletters just to one exclusive consumer, because they'll never see another newsletter from another agent. And that's one of our defining features. That's what separates us from anything you have in Weichert. If you're calling that stuff a newsletter, you could send it out to your clients, but so can the agent next to you. So could the agent in the closest office 4 miles away. Those things aren't exclusive. And the content is, let's just say, less than what I would call desirable. But anyway, so what we're going to do for agents is we're going to keep them in touch with their sphere of influence and help them focus on the segment of their database that's warming up for a transaction. Nobody can promise you that. And when Donna saw this, Donna, last week when you were on my webinar?
Yeah.
Donna saw this, she said, my agents have to see this. Now, there's only 5 of the agents in the office seeing this, so I don't know how we're going to get to the rest of them. But in fact, Donna, oh yeah, I am recording this. So Donna, we'll record this later on and send it over to you.
Perfect.
So let's have some questions about, oh, we didn't even talk about money yet. There's 2 pricing plans that we have for Weichert agents, okay? And this involves a discount. The monthly plan works like this. It's the $75 setup fee. Normally it's $129. When I do demos in Weichert offices, physical demos, we knock it down to $99. Coronavirus special, whatever you want to call it, we'll take that down to $75. So it's $75 one time, build the database, custom design the graphics, hand holding. You're literally going to be under my wing. I'm going to take you under my wing and make sure this thing works, because the last thing I need you to do is go back to Donna and say, hey, Al ripped me off. You know, that doesn't happen. We wouldn't be on this call. Okay. So $75 and then $60 per month for a newsletter every 2 weeks. Cancel anytime you want, no contract, okay? So 60 times 12 is 720, and 775 is 795, okay? Compare that with the quarterly plan. The quarterly plan has no setup fee, and every 3 months there's a payment of $165 that's due, okay? So when you do $165 every quarter, that's $330, that's $660, so you're saving about $100, $110 you're saving with the quarterly plan. Again, if you want to stop the quarterly plan, you just call us and say, I don't want this anymore, I'm getting out of the business. Whatever the excuse is, and you take your database with you, right? Because we don't own your database, you do. So the quarterly plan is the smarter money. The monthly plan is easier to get into now. It's $60, $120, $135 to get the program going. I'll work with you this afternoon to build your database. Tonight after 6 or 7, we can build you a database. In 24 hours, we want to build you a database, because I don't think you have one. Is there anybody out there that can raise their hand and tell me they've got everybody that they've known in the last 5 years, first name and email address? Do I hear anybody, Donna? No, it's awfully quiet there, Donna, right? Why is it so quiet there, Donna? I thought you ran a tight ship.
They're all at home, but yeah, there you go.
That's what it is. Okay. I knew there was a reason. But anyway, so that's what we're joking around a lot, but the idea is we want to help agents hang around people that can put money in their pocket, right? That's all we want. And if you're not hanging around people that can put money in your pocket, what are the chances of, money getting put in your pocket? You got to earn this. You have to give to receive. So at the end of the day, we're going to build allegiance with your sphere of influence. And I don't care if you have 120 or 10,000, it's the same price. So again, building that allegiance with your sphere of influence is all I do. It's all I've been doing for the last 19 years. And any new tool that's coming down the road with Weichert, you're probably going to have an email database to benefit from it. So they gave you KV Core now. I know of no major brokerage that buys KV Core for every agent. Okay, so you should be quite fortunate that that's going on. We're going to do some KV Core training, I think in about 2 weeks with Andrew up in Sparta, to make sure that all the agents have all their contacts cleaned up and into KV Core. So let's have some questions about the program. Maybe there's something I didn't go over. Maybe there's something negatives you like. Maybe you're already doing this with somebody else. I doubt to the degree that we have that the email scoring situation, which we're going to give you for free for the first month. So who's got some questions out there? Let me open up the table to any questions at all.
What is the,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
what is the email scoring again?
Email scoring is the ability for us to take your email addresses every night, and your consumers don't know this is going on. We're going to find out where the email address was used. And if it was used on a MLS search site, if it was used on a moving van, you know, somebody that might be actually figuring out how much is it going to cost me to move if I do move. So we're tracking the usage of an email address. You know who owns the email address, okay? They're in your database. And this logic says if they're looking here, 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 and they're searching here, and they bought diapers here, and they just bought 2 new SUVs here, they got a dumpster in the driveway, there was a divorce in the family, whatever it is, we pick up on that and we report back to you, and we put them in 3 groups. And then we color code the groups. So the people at the top of the list, anybody more than 80, you want to stay in closer contact with, okay? Because there's something going on in their life. Now, you wouldn't call Joan, the second one there, the third one, and say, hey, Joan, how's it going? Haven't talked to you in a while. Been tracking the usage of your website. Something up in your life? Maybe I could help you buy or sell a house? Well, you wouldn't say it that way, but in your mind, you're looking for these clues. If you can call these people that are friends, call them. There might be some that, you know, just have email addresses. You don't even know where you got the email address from, but you got it. So let's see if we could build a relationship on that. So when you're emailing, just look for clues that something's going on. They're downsizing, they're supersizing, the kids are getting out of the house. They may say, oh, Jim and I are, you know, what do you call it, empty nesters now. And they might be picking up on that. So what's your, you know, what's your comeback to them when they're saying empty nesters? They might want to be downsizing, right? Or go to 55 and above communities. We got articles left and right on what to look for in 55 and above communities, okay? So we know the content that these people want to engage with. We know when they engage it, and we send you a signal because you're walking down the street and your phone's going to go ding. And Mrs. Williams just went from a 75 to a 92. Well, we found a couple places where she's using that email address, and we're going to report that back to you. That answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Andrea. Okay, next question, please. And this is, you know, you guys woke up this morning, you didn't know that you were getting into artificial intelligence, and you don't have to understand the first thing about it. In fact, I'm not that up on it either, and I run the company, but my programmers are up on it, okay? That's what we got to rely on. They understand artificial intelligence. So let's have another question. If anybody has another question. We got a quiet crowd there, Donna.
Yeah.
This afternoon, is anybody going to be around? Would you like me to give you a call? I will build your database for free, as I put in that email. So for those of you that don't have a database, you can't use that excuse anymore that you don't have anybody in KV Core, because I'll build your database for you. You don't have to subscribe to HomeActions. I'll do that as a favor with Donna, because agents need that service. But up to this point, no one's ever done it for them. So who's going to do it? It's not going to get done unless I do it this afternoon. And that's what I promised Donna, was any agents that want to do it. Now, I can't do this for every agent in the office, but I could do it for you 5 ladies today. Just give me a call and I'll call you back after this, and then I'll send everybody an order form. Is there anybody thinking about subscribing?
I don't even know if I have a lot of emails for my people. That's what I will have to
That's
check
just it.
out.
You don't know. Well, you and I will spend some time, and you don't have, again, you don't have to buy this. You and I will spend some time, and we'll go into all these locations where you think you have contacts, and I'll tell you, anybody that's got a Gmail account is going to have 200 right there. Everybody that you ever emailed or has ever emailed you is a contact in Gmail. I can get that out in 30 seconds. So don't be afraid to not buy this because you have no idea how many contacts you have. I'll give you an estimate of how many you have. Okay, if you're backing up your emails on your phone, right? You can't export contacts out of your phone. You have to do it through the iCloud. We'll do all that. Your MLS. Which MLS are you guys in?
GSMLS.
CS?
GSMLS.
Oh, all right.
Garden State.
Garden State Multiple Part. Okay. Because some agents have to belong to two MLSs, right?
No, we don't. Oh, well, yeah, depending on your market. We do have NJMLS, but most of the agents do not belong.
Okay. All right. So any other questions, ladies? I'll let you go. If there's no other questions, I'll send the four of you an order form.
Diana Uten is looking, she just sent me a text. It looks like she's on, but she said her internet is awful. So she is looking forward to the recorded version because she really can't interact.
Okay. All right. So that's it then. So I thank you for your time. And anybody, oh, let me give everybody my cell phone number, okay? It's right now, it's turned off.
Go ahead.
My number is 570,
Mhm.
I'm over in Scranton, Pennsylvania, 570-510-3507. And my email address is aclark, ACLARK, at HomeActions with an S.net.
Okay,
So-
thank you.
570-510-3507. Give me a call. We'll start building your database this afternoon. At least you'll be ahead of the game. Doesn't cost you a nickel. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, Donna, thanks for putting this together, and we'll see you ladies later on. Just give me a call on the phone.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks,
bye-bye.
Al.
Thanks.